welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mogi Beth and I'm a full-time reseller on the Poshmark app. I left y'all last Monday saying I had a bunch of videos planned for this channel, and I did for the week, but then something happened. Tuesday, I was sourcing at a buy-sell trade store and I get this text from my friend Emily that this huge sale was happening back home where I'm from, and I was like freaking out because I was actually planning on going home the following week to source at this place, but then I was like, okay, I need to go now. So I literally looked at airline tickets that day, booked an airline ticket going there that night, and then returning 48 hours from then. So it was a whirlwind of like craziness last week, but I found some amazing pieces. I'm not going to tell y'all where I went. I went back home. I'm from Kansas. I'm not going to tell you exactly where I went, but I did want to show you all this haul because I think there are a lot of really good brands in here that you can learn a lot from. I did a little tiny bit of research on each of them, so hopefully this helps y'all just kind of expand your understanding of higher end brands and higher end designers, and I hope that y'all learned something or are entertained. All right, let's get into the haul. Okay, this is the first piece. Y'all, this is like an insane, we're starting off with a bang here. It is this fully sequenced cropped hoodie. This retailed for $540. It is by the brand Y Project. It's a luxury streetwear brand out of Paris. Has just like a very contemporary, young streetwear urban style, but then is elevated, of course, and it's just really expensive. But this is the first time I'd ever heard of this brand, and it is the first time that I've certainly ever sourced it. I'm excited to see how it does. There aren't a lot of comps on Poshmark because I think it is such a like contemporary higher end brand. But yeah, isn't that so cool? I just really love it. And ties on the bottom here, and then the drawstring. It's just so unique, so cool, so young, so fresh, so hip. All right, the next is a brand that I personally love, ALC. I'm really tempted to keep this top. It's just a ribbed long sleeve black top. I'll see if I can get in focus with this twist tie front, this V-neck. This brand was started by a celebrity stylist by the name of Andrea Lieberman, and it's sold at places like Shopbop, Revolve, I think maybe even Net-a-Porter, and it's just, I love this brand. I'm obsessed. I think I actually just bought something on Poshmark from this brand. It doesn't have the craziest resale value, even though it retails for a lot. So if you're into fashion, this is definitely a brand to like buy on Poshmark. But the newer pieces, and this is certainly a newer piece, do well. And so definitely one to know. They still sell for, you know, around $40, $50 a piece. I mean, the brand, you know, you can find solds for like $10, you can find solds for $300. It depends on the brand, it depends on the style, it depends on the season that it was released. I was excited to find this piece, and I honestly just want to incorporate more ALC into my closet because it does really go with my own personal aesthetic. Okay, this next one is actually an in-house Nordstrom brand, but it's a really expensive in-house Nordstrom brand. It's by the brand Lewitt. And this I thought was so on trend because it's got this, you know, kind of higher neck and this ruffle detail along the sleeves, and then it's got embroidered polka dots. Just this whole Victorian delicate style I think is really in right now, and so I wanted to pick this up. It is 100% silk. It does have a flaw. It has a stain on the back here. You can see that. And so I will either list it lower or just keep it. It's just a really, really beautiful piece, and I think it retailed for $300, $299. So yeah, it's expensive. Oh yeah, and just for, you know, so y'all know, this basic rib t-shirt from ALC retailed for $145. So you know, it's an expensive brand. Okay, y'all, I am obsessed with this brand. I did not know about it until I found it on this trip. But the brand is called Public School. Here, let's see if I can get this. And it is started by two men of color in New York City. They really, oh my God, y'all, if y'all are into fashion, go to their website and read about their About Us page. It is so cool, just their story and how much they are really pushing the envelope, not only in terms of fashion, but like who is really, you know, expected or accepted as a fashion designer. It's just, I absolutely love their story. They've been really kicking butt for a long time in the fashion game. I mean, for a long time. I think they launched like 2008. So I don't know, I just love this piece. Is just an open knit cable sweater. It's in this really pretty maroon color. Here, I'll try to get it to, it's really pretty, and it's new with tag. I was super excited to find it just because when I looked up the brand, I was super obsessed with it. So I would highly recommend just looking up that brand, doing a little research. It's definitely a Bolo brand, and it's kind of more an elevated kind of streetwear type vibe. And that piece retails for $375. Okay, and then I have this distressed helmet lang sweater. This was super cool. It has these like kind of tassels, this like string that kind of goes along the sleeve, and then it dangles out past the natural end of the wrist. And then it has, you know, this distressing on the back. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just got like little distressing on the back. Just very, very cool. Helmut Lang. Okay, so Helmut Lang was an Austrian designer who started like what, in the 80s or 90s. And then he pieced out from his own brand later on, and Prada purchased Helmut Lang. Then Prada pieced out from Helmut Lang, and it was acquired by a Japanese company, and now it's based in New York City, and it has, you know, a kind of a revolving door of not creative directors but editors-in-chief, which is interesting. But it's just like very like well known for like its kind of streetwear inspired. It definitely has that kind of more austere like German or Austrian vibe, but then like has a lot of, you know, this kind of like distressing and kind of, you know, crazy cool. I would say cool is the aesthetic of Helmut Lang, and I like Helmut Lang a lot. So their resale value is kind of all over the place, but some of the pieces do well. I think because the brand itself has been kind of all over the place, the resale value is a little bit all over the place. And I think that's why doing your research and understanding brands' history is kind of important, because you can kind of see like why they have gained relevancy or lost relevancy. So, okay. This brand is a brand I literally knew nothing about, except for I thought it's ATM. And I'll try to get that to focus. Okay, cool. ATM, which actually stands for not at the moment, like I thought it did. Anthony Thomas Melillo, which I hope I'm pronouncing right. But this brand is definitely very expensive, and it does more kind of highly structured basics, kind of oversized, well-tailored basics. So this is definitely a piece that fits within that aesthetic. It is this oversized drop shoulder mock neck sweater. I absolutely love this piece. It's a size large, or else I might keep it because I just really adore it, and I think it's perfect for the season we're in, and I love this kind of oatmeal color. This sweater retails for $395. And I like this seam here. I actually don't know the name of that kind of like open seam, but I really like it. So yes, definitely I think a brand to know. Definitely look up comps. I'm just gonna say all of these brands, even though they retail for a lot of money, doesn't mean they resell for a lot of money. So I got these for a really good deal. I think it's actually a really good idea to, if you're interested in like really learning about more higher end designers and more expensive pieces, watch how these things do in my closet, because some of them might not do very well. Some of them might sit with 0 likes and never sell. Some of them might sell really quickly. I don't know, but since I got a good deal on all of these, I thought I would take the risk and try them out. I do know that with higher end pieces, Tradesy is a really good platform to cross list onto, and I'll definitely cross list these onto Tradesy, and I'll probably cross list all these onto eBay as well, so I can open it up to a more international market. So yeah, on with the haul. But I just wanted to side note here that just because these retail for a lot of money doesn't mean they're necessarily going to resell for a lot of money. This is a brand, Holston Heritage. Oh my gosh, I love doing research on this brand. I've known about this brand for a while. It's new with tag. This piece in particular is just this kind of metallic camisole dress with this waist tie here. It's a midi dress, midi length. Can y'all see the coloring here? I'm now filming on this different camera, so hopefully it shows it. It's very shimmery, very cute. I love it. And when I was researching this brand, because I knew about the brand, I didn't know the history behind it. Holston Heritage was started by Roy Holston Frowick, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, in the 60s. But then his brand really gained prominence in the 70s around the Studio 54 era. And so a lot of this is why I was like, oh my gosh, this piece makes so much sense, because this is definitely a 70s inspired piece. And the other one I picked up was also very 70s inspired as well. But now Holston Heritage really is kind of known for more evening wear. Like they have a lot of like floor length gowns that are absolutely gorgeous. But back in the day, in the 70s, they were definitely known for that kind of, you'll know at Studio 54, that kind of like disco, like very over the top 70s look. Absolutely love channeling kind of that vibe, especially when you are dressing up to go out or to a special event. So I think that's why they have been around for so long and have really maintained relevancy. The resale value is it sells better, I think, over on Tradesy, and I think newer pieces, new tag pieces do better, but I just really do like this brand, and I think this dress will do all right. But some of the dresses do really well, and some of the dresses are absolutely fabulous. Okay, so the next brand is this brand, Reese, and this is a British brand. I absolutely love this piece. It's definitely more summery, but it's this button front dress. Here, let me undo this. It's a button front dress with this deep V-neck here and this ruffle sleeve, and then it's got a tie, and then it's got these 2 oversized patch pockets on the front. So cute. This designer is I love it. They have really kind of timeless pieces that are certainly investment pieces. This dress retailed for $320, and the brand itself was started by David Reese in 1971, I think, and yeah, it's just been around for a long time, and is a British-based brand that just has a lot of beautiful staple pieces with a little bit of a more elegant refinement to them. Super pretty. I think it's a good brand to know. The resale value, again, is just kind of a little bit all over the place, but it does, I think, certainly maintain its value to some extent. Definitely just a good brand to know. Okay, so the next brand is another British-based designer. It is Hobbs London. Okay, and this is a gorgeous dress that's got this kind of red sash along the waist, and you can tie it in the front or the back. It's a midi length dress. It's a size 8. It retailed for $355, and this is new with tag. This is a brand that's worn a lot by Kate Middleton. I really think that's a really good brand to know. It's one that I wasn't super familiar with, but when I found it, I knew it was high quality. So I looked it up and it seems to do pretty well. So I'm excited to see how that one does as well. Okay, so the next one is T. Alexander Wang. I'm sure y'all know Alexander Wang, but this is his kind of diffusion line from his main line. Oh my gosh. Hi. And this diffusion line is sold at places like Shopbop and Net-a-Porter and things like that. But this dress itself is just a satin ruched dress. I don't know if y'all can see that there. It's ruched all along the side with this tie at the end, and then it's got this asymmetrical neckline with this kind of just strap on the side there. Just a perfect going out dress. Like if you lived in New York or LA and you were going out on the town, this is the dress you would want to wear. It's a size 0. So T by Alexander Wang definitely doesn't do as well as Alexander Wang. It just doesn't retail for as much either. This dress retailed for $295, whereas, you know, Alexander Wang dresses would probably be in the $1,000 range. But, you know, it is a little bit, you know, saturated, the marketplace is. But I think newer pieces, again, do well. And I think this piece will probably do pretty well. But I think, you know, Alexander Wang is definitely known for his black pieces and kind of more streetwear inspired pieces. So some piece like this that's really kind of within the wheelhouse of the Alexander Wang aesthetic, I think will do better. So we'll see. I don't have a ton. I don't have any experience selling this brand, so it'll be exciting and interesting to see how it does. Okay, this brand is called Whistles, and it is an expensive British brand as well. This is new with tag, and this is just a really cute wrap dress with this kind of polka dot embroidered fabric. Y'all see that? Super cute. And then the sleeves are kind of sheer, the body is lined, it's got a ruffle v-neck neckline, and then just a ruffle on the hem. I think this brand just does really classics, like classic kind of British styles really well, and I don't think this is necessarily one you should pay up for, but if you do see it, I think it's worth picking up. And if you see it in the thrift store, the resale value is kind of all over the place, but it does retail for a lot. That dress retailed for $299. So, you know, I think it's a good brand to know. I think I picked up one other dress that I absolutely loved. We'll see, you know, all of these brands, y'all, I have like 0 experience with. So I'm excited to see how all they do. But I think it's really, really interesting and fun experience to see how they all perform. Okay, y'all know this designer. Escada. Okay, this dress. This is a high-end designer. This dress retailed for $2,225. It is a gorgeous dress with these lace sleeves. However, it's very much flawed. It's new at tag, which is cool. Y'all see that? But if you can see the silk on the back here, and it's just on this back section here, is really snagged, like all over the place. Yeah, you can see it. So I'm gonna list it really low, even though it retails for so much, but I just couldn't leave it behind. Like, it's such a gorgeous piece and someone can wear it. Like, I think it's so snagged that it almost looks like it's part of the design. It almost looks like it's like a distressed silk fabric, but I'm still gonna list it probably for like $100 or something. But definitely Escada. If you don't know Escada, it's, you know, a very, very expensive high-end luxury designer. It was actually started by a model in the 70s, and her husband, I believe, is in the 70s. And so was this brand, which I'm sure y'all know. St. John. Yes. New at tag. Okay, here for it. This dress retailed for $1,195. St. John is incredibly expensive. And this is a blue satin dress with this lace neck top, and it has this sequin detailing on the top. It's really, really pretty. They're kind of known for like more mature styles, but they were actually started by Marie St. John and her husband Robert Gray back in like 1963. Marie St. John was a model at the time, and they actually were somewhat acquired, or Escada actually purchased 80% of the brand back in like 1990 or something like that. Anyway, St. John's history is really interesting, and if you're interested, go look it up. But they have different lines. They have St. John's Sport, and I don't know, y'all know all the lines probably better than I do, but they sell for a lot of money, good money, on eBay, on Poshmark, and so I was super excited to find a new with tags dress, and I was just really interested to learn about the line, because I think even though they do have a lot of more mature styles, they have recently pushed out an Instagram influencer campaign, which I thought was really interesting, and so I think they're trying to kind of reinvigorate their brand to be more youthful. So we'll see. I mean, I think some of their pieces are absolutely gorgeous. Of course, I mean, they are, St. John is gorgeous, especially their newer styles. So I was super excited to find that piece. All right, y'all. This is a brand that I, have found actually in the past, and I wouldn't necessarily recommend it as a Bolo brand, but it, some of the pieces do really well, and it retails for a lot of money. So, and I just love this dress so much. It's Hot Hippie, and it retailed for $559. And the reason I love this dress is because of the back here. Isn't that so cool? Because I love the juxtaposition of this just like very light, flowy, flouncy, gorgeous, lightweight. It's a high-low hem with this kind of cowl neckline, and then the blouson, which thanks, someone corrected me for that, kind of top here, but I just love the back. It's so unexpected, and it's so kind of industrial, military-esque, super cool, almost like bondage. It's really cool. I like it. It's got a lot of really interesting things happening in this dress, and so I thought I'd pick it up and try it out. Okay, y'all, I fell down a rabbit hole when it comes to this designer just now. Like, literally spent an hour just reading about this designer. Okay, not an hour, but like 15 minutes. Alexander McQueen, this is his diffusion, or their diffusion line. McQ, and this is a ribbed knit midi dress with these cutouts on the sleeves here and on the back, and McQ still does really well on Poshmark and is definitely still very expensive. This dress retailed for around $340, but it is created to be a more accessible, entry point for his brand. But Alexander McQueen, okay, he, died in 2010 from suicide, but I'm gonna watch the documentary on his life. There is a documentary on Amazon Prime called McQueen, which if y'all are interested in fashion, you should watch it. I'm gonna watch it tonight. But his whole story and his whole influence on the fashion world is just so incredible, so interesting. It's really cool to see his brand's house live on, and they are still putting out some really, really gorgeous pieces. So, I was happy to find that piece. I think I'll do well. I think I'm gonna list it for around $100 something, and we'll see how it does, but it's also perfect for this time of year since it is a knit dress and it's long sleeve. So yeah. Okay, this is the final piece. This I've actually covered on my Instagram, Bolo brand of the day. The brand is L'Agence. I don't know. Don't come at me. French are crying. These are 100% silk pants. High rise, trousers, wide leg. You really can't go wrong with something like this. And these are new with tag. So I was excited to find these. L'Agence is a brand that does all over the place on Poshmark. You can go look up solds, but some of their pieces sell for a lot of money, so it's definitely a brand to know. And if you find it in the thrift store, definitely pick it up. In my opinion, you know, it's definitely worth trying out. All right, y'all, that is the haul. Thank y'all so much for watching. All of these pieces, I think there's 16 pieces, retailed for $8,643. So, if my math is correct. So, I'm going to try to get them all listed tonight. So that means the value of my Poshmark closet will definitely go up in, you know, a 24-hour period, which I'm excited about. I am personally trying to gear my Poshmark closet towards more higher end brands. And so we'll see how these do. I'm excited to learn through experimentation and through risk taking, and y'all can watch how they do in my Poshmark closet as well. I hope y'all learned something from this video. Comment down below what you learned that you didn't know, or comment down below what your favorite piece was. And if you like this video, definitely like and subscribe. I appreciate every single one of y'all, and I will be here later this week, or at least I plan to, unless some other travel emergency comes up. But I love y'all all so much, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Okay, bye.